Been there for you since day one!
Happy Monday, everyone. Let's talk about NASCAR at Dover. A lot of cautions, a lot of good racing, a tire racing Denny Hamlin. Yes, a tire racing Denny Hamlin. I'm serious. And just overall, a pretty good race. I want to give a shout out to the Patreon members always showing the channel. You guys are the absolute best. We have one new one today. His name is, my name is Jeff. Thank you for supporting the channel. Now let's get into it. I'm in the groove trying to make these race reviews a little bit quicker. So let's get into it. This one there's a lot of different topics actually to talk about. I don't really know where to start. Don't know if I start with the race winner. Well, we'll hold off the race winner until later. Well, first of all, this race happened on a Monday. First 70 laps was on a Sunday. Okay, but we went to the Monday. It was a long race. The time of the race was 3 hours and 49 minutes. A lot of it had to do with the cautions. So yeah, that's a long one. You guys know my feelings on the length of races. It just should not be 3.5 hours. All right, but it is what it is. The new car is very difficult to drive, which is causing more cautions, which is causing longer races, and this is like the third or fourth race in the season where it's been 10 plus cautions. So yeah, there's a lot of cautions because the cars are very difficult to drive, the tracks are very difficult to drive, and that's how we want it. But I am starting to actually lean towards the stage breaks not having cautions, because you know the whole reason for the stage break was to give like a little break for the fans to go to the bathroom or get food, for the commercials and TV stuff to do what they got to do. But there's enough natural cautions now where you can't really use that excuse of, well, we have to put commercials in for a certain place. No, there's plenty of cautions, and so there's plenty of time to put the commercials in. So yeah, NASCAR might have to look at that at the end of the season. I'm not saying do anything crazy during the season, but at the end of the season, it's probably something to look at, because if this is going to be how it's going to be with this car that's very difficult to drive, you're not going to have that issue you've had like 2013 on, where there were no natural cautions, and so it was just very long green flag racing, and then fans complain about being bored. I feel like there's going to be a lot of natural cautions, so you don't technically need to stop the race with a caution at the end of the stage break, but that will be something to talk about at the end of the season. And to be honest, I think there's probably a pretty good chance it actually happens. That's topic number one. Topic number two, there's a lot of crew chiefs that are going to be going on vacation. There was a good amount of tires falling off of cars. Denny Hamlin had one in pit road. AJ Allmendinger had one as well. And well, let's just say it with me, guys. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. You know, book the flights. You guys are going to get suspended, and enjoy your vacation. Take the wife out, you know, for dinner. Treat her nice. Make sure she's happy, because you ain't going to be at the racetrack for a little bit. Topic number 3, a lot of cautions. Like I said, 13, did I say 10 before? There was 10 leaders. I have the stats right here in front of me. 17 lead changes, 10 leaders, 13 cautions. So there was 13 cautions in the race. And a lot of it was single car wrecks, or, you know, I think there was one where Tyler Reddick, was it Tyler Reddick or was it AJ Allmendinger? I think it was AJ Allmendinger. Well, Tyler Reddick wrecked too, but AJ Allmendinger ended up getting in a Kurt Busch. There was one where Cody Ware decided to not lock the brakes and then ended up taking out Denny Hamlin, who had one of the fastest cars in the race. But, you know, can't fix stupid. And then you had the tires. The tires were giving out, essentially. You had to manage your tires. Some people had an issue with it, some people didn't. You know, people like Dale Earnhardt Jr. really liked it because you had to manage your tires, and others didn't because they don't want tires cording after like 50, 60 laps. And you know, the thing is, Goodyear has had a kind of weird season. I think they still have to figure out the car as well. I'm on the camp of, I don't think tires should cord, but I do like tire management. But you shouldn't, you know, there shouldn't be cautions every 50 laps because someone blows a tire or like cords a tire. It just shouldn't be like that. So yeah, tire management was cool, but you can't be having that issue where the tires are cording and stuff like that. That's just not fair. So yeah, Goodyear has to do a little bit of a better job there. But overall, guys, it was a decent race. No, not decent. It was a good race. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It was definitely unpredictable, because with the amount of cautions and the amount of tire wear things that were going on, essentially the teams were running out of tires. So then you had guys who were staying out thinking there'd be more cautions, and guys pitting with only one. A lot of the teams only had one set of tires left with like 90 laps to go. So there was a lot of you know, strategy going on in the race because of all the wrecks and all the cautions and all that stuff. At the end of the race, you had Ross Chastain and Martin Truex Jr. have a disagreement on pit road. Come on, it's Martin Truex Jr. and Ross Chastain. They're not gonna fight each other on pit road. Very two lovable, nice guys. They're lovers, not fighters. Yeah, overall, it was just a solid 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 race. I'm loving this new car. I just love it. I'm you know, Going from Gen 6 to this car is just, it's something that I don't take for granted, you know? I do not take it for granted. Yes, there is, like, if you want to say a dirty air problem at short tracks, we have seen that. We saw a little bit of a dirty air issue here at Dover, but it's not worse than Gen 6. Like, I see some fans complaining, well, guys, they're going like 140, 130 in the corners. There's going to be dirty air. I mean, that's not going to stop. It's the amount of dirty air. It's like, how much can you limit? And I thought the racing was solid. I thought the dirty air wasn't too bad. It seems to be like when we go to like Bristol, Martinsville, and like short tracks, there seems to be some weird reason, an issue with it, which doesn't make sense because technically, if science is correct, the faster you go in the corners, the more dirty air there is. But for some reason, we're dealing with dirty air at slow corner tracks. Again, doesn't really make any sense. I just think the car is really good. I'm having a good time with it. Let's look at the race results. Your race winner was Chase Elliott. Yes, he actually did win. All the kids who were in school and missed the race, sorry. You should have told your mom that you wanted to stay home, either fake a sickness or just really beg for it. It is what it is. It's his first win on an oval since the 2020 championship race. And yeah, he finally did it. Finally won. And that's about it. I'm not going to touch too much on Chase Elliott because the one thing about the next gen car is that in races there's like there could be a dominant car, but because of the cautions and because of the field being just that little bit tighter, it is a little bit more equal. It's too difficult to predict like who's going to win and who's going to have the fastest car and stuff, and that's a good thing. So I mean, look who finished second. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. How did he finish second? Don't ask me. I don't know. It's because he had speed. It's because he had speed. He did not luck his way into it. He did not do something where he did a miraculous strategy call and somehow was able to hang. No. He had speed. Hasn't finished in the top 20 since Fontana, and he finished second. So good job to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is he's an interesting character because he has speed. Like, he's a fast driver. He just makes so many mistakes that he's never going to get that opportunity into a top ride. And when arguably he maybe was in a top ride in Xfinity Series with Roush Fenway, he was fast, but again, he made too many mistakes in his prime, so he's never going to get a good ride. But you can tell that he is better than the ride he's in, but he still makes too many mistakes. Like I said, really interesting character. My championship favorite, Ross Chastain, he finishes in third. Little bit of a dirty move on Martin Truex Jr. at the end. Essentially, he just closed the door. Truex was on the outside. I didn't think Chastain had to do that. It was the last lap. He didn't want Truex getting to his outside. I get it, but Truex was there. And Chastain closed the door, and Truex ended up wrecking because of it. Again, it's not like Chastain put him in the wall or anything, but he did close the door. And Truex is a very, very clean race car driver, and so I can understand why he was a little ticked off. But, I mean, Chastain finishes third, continues with the top 5s, top 10s. He has 2 wins on the season. This guy is one of my championship favorites. He showed speed again at a different type of track like Dover. I'm on board. He is one of my favorites for the championship 4. You can never say like a championship favorite, like they're going to win the championship because it all comes down to one race. But you can say favorites for the championship 4, and he's one of them. He is one. I've seen enough. Unless that team just like somehow drops off, which, to quickly touch on, it could happen because as this season goes on, you saw the same thing in 2007. Essentially, the top teams, when a new car comes around, will probably hit on it quicker than everyone else. So this race was kind of showing it. Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing were both extremely strong. Now, they didn't load the top 10 in the race results, but there was a large portion of the race where they were running 1 through 7. Just Gibbs and Hendrick cars. So those guys are probably going to hit on it more as the season goes on, and it's probably going to mean Chastain and Trackhouse Racing fall off a little bit, and maybe he won't make the championship 4. But as of today, I'm fully on board with Watermelon Man. I genuinely think he has a good shot. He's definitely very aggressive. He's definitely very he's not scared to compete with guys that he usually isn't used to competing with, like Elliott, Larson, Truex, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, like these champions. Someone's gonna say, "How but Denny Hamlin's not a champion?" I know, but these champions, he's not used to it, and he is gonna, he's not gonna back down. Essentially, Christopher Bell finished in 4th, Alex Bowman in 5th, Kyle Larson, who had a spin, ended up recovering to 6th. Kyle Busch in 7th. Chris Buescher had a really good race. He ends up finishing 8th. Kevin Harvick, who has been struggling basically all year, ends up in 9th. I'm not going to say good run because he needs to be running better, the whole SHR group, except for Briscoe, who has run well this season, but, they didn't have a good day today. Eric Jones in 10th. Eric Jones had a funny part in this race. He essentially told Joey Logano to go F off. Obviously, I don't think he meant it, but yeah, he sent Joey Logano to the cleaners. Pretty disrespectful there, I'm not gonna lie. Martin Truex Jr. finished in 12th because of his incident with Chastain. He was either gonna finish 3rd or 4th, ends up getting in 12th. Well, points don't really matter, so I guess he's still okay, to be honest. And yeah, a few notables. Denny Hamlin, after the incident with Cody Ware, ends up finishing 21st. William Byron in 22nd. Ryan Blaney in 26th. He won stage 2, but he ended up going a lap down, could never recover, and ends up, having a pretty poor race. How long is it? 12 minutes of recording. I think I kept it pretty short. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Overall, like I said, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Had a good job, had a good race. Enjoyed it. The next race will be at Darlington next Sunday. So I will see you guys. I can see you guys. Oh, wait. I forgot. I don't think there'll be a race review next Sunday, guys. And here's the reason. Well, there's a certain Miami Grand Prix. I'm 30 minutes away from it. I will not be able to go, unfortunately, because, Lord have mercy, I am not spending $3,000 for a ticket in the grandstands and or $500 to just walk around the track. No, I'm just not going to do that. But both races start at the same time. Formula 1 will start 3:30 on the dot. NASCAR will start probably 10 minutes after that, and yes, Formula 1 will end quicker, and I love Formula 1's length of races, and yes, Darlington will carry on to 7 o'clock and be a 3.5-hour race, but I don't think I can make a race review for a race where I'm just not going to watch it for the first hour and a half or 2 hours. And yes, I have 2 monitors, right? I can watch both races, but guys, these late start times, I watch most of the NASCAR races on my phone. I don't watch it actually at my monitor because I have to take care of my dog. I have to walk him, all that stuff. So I don't have 2 monitors when I'm walking. I got my phone. I have to choose. I'm going to choose Formula 1 that day. It's the first ever Miami Grand Prix, 30 minutes from my home. I'm going to watch it. And so I don't feel comfortable making a race review when I didn't watch the first half of the race. So, I could maybe make a dual race review where I talk about both Formula 1 and NASCAR. I just wouldn't have watched all of the NASCAR race. I would have watched all the Formula 1 race, but I wouldn't have watched all the NASCAR race. So that could be something I do. That will be next week. It's going to be really fun. I really wish they wouldn't start at the same time, but neither one of them cared. Formula 1's going to do what they want, and Fox is going to always stay at the 3:30 time. It will affect their ratings, though. Keep a very close eye on the ratings next week, because I'm telling you, it's going to drop, and it's going to be because of Formula 1. It's not going to drop too much, but it will drop. I think the NASCAR race is on FS1, and the Formula 1 race is on ABC. So, yeah, that Formula 1 race is going to get, very high ratings. I'm definitely expecting it. So, it's going to be fun. They're racing in a parking lot. Yes, I know exactly where they're racing. It is a parking lot. I could park my car on the highway and watch it, but I'm not going to do that. Take care of yourselves. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. Subscribe if you're new. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below with what you thought of the race. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And peace out.